So hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jim. I'm married to a Filipina. We have 4 stepkids. Today's topic's going to be about if you're dating or you're engaged, you're in a relationship with a Filipina, some of the nightmares you're going to go through. And I got a couple key points here later in the video. And if you're experiencing these now, run. Literally run, get out of the relationship and run, because it's not gonna get better. I'm not knocking the Filipino culture, because over here in America too, dating in America, there's a lot of issues here in America too. One of the biggest ones is what I've noticed with, I'm just gonna say, a family member is, the wife used to go, well, I'm the breadwinner. I'm the breadwinner. Yeah, and you also eat all the bread too, if you know what I mean. Making 150 grand a year, but you're spending, 110,000 of it on junk, Two different cultures. What you're going to experience is, well, first let me get into what I'm going through again. If you guys are new to the channel, I'll throw a couple links at the end, some videos you can watch and catch up. For you subscribers, I don't think it's ever going to get better. The two different cultures, it almost, especially when you marry a Filipina that has kids, and obviously there's relatives. Ours is a little bit different scenario. Sometimes I feel like I'm left out. I don't know if it's the language barrier. And like I said, my wife speaks Bisaya. I have no interest in learning Bisaya because I'm going to get a lot of comments. And I'm going to tell you now too, I'm not going to be answering many comments right now. If anything, I'll do some membership videos. And then if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, then I'll answer and you can connect, social media, phone call, messenger, that's fine. But I'm at the point, in my life, I don't need drama. Already, we got quite a bit of crap going on. And it's just an existing case. A lot of you guys know this. My son had got injured, and I have an ongoing case going on against me, which is going to be coming up, and we'll see how that goes. But, it all started with the social media. If you have social media, Facebook, Instagram, and you're dating a Filipina, delete it if you can. I'm telling you. If you're sleeping at night, they're going to get on your Facebook. And what's funny is they're on Facebook all day long. And if you have, this is the funny thing is, I used to, on top of doing the construction, we had a time here, America's not perfect. And the residential construction interest rates were up. I don't remember if they were at high 6s, 7, 8% interest. So the new homes weren't selling. So we were doing more remod. I had to reinvent myself. So I went back to school, got a degree in health and fitness for personal training. And so I was selling supplements. I had a website. I was selling supplements. It's something you do. You promote stuff that works. So I acquired up to close to 5,000 Facebook friends. And and there's women on there. I remember my wife going through my Facebook while I'm sleeping at night. And you guys got to remember, stay with me. This is minor stuff. This is just minor. It gets worse. I don't care what anybody says. For some of you people that maybe you brought your Filipino over to America, you married here. I got married in the Philippines, and everything's going good. That's great. That's how life should be. But for majority of us, and there's a lot of us, I talk to a lot of people now that I opened up this channel. This jealousy, it's ridiculous. And especially if you're married. I got tattoos of the kids on my arm. And, and I know in the comments I'm already people go, oh, why did you do that? You know what? For some reason, God will, if it doesn't work out, at least I got that experience. I can look right on my shoulder and go, oh, hell no, Before I go on to some of the more serious stuff here, you know, I was wondering how many expats, because everybody's talking the Philippines. Well, I've been down there. I don't lie. You know, I'm a normal person, and the Philippines can really get to you. It can. I mean, but it all depends on, you know, what I like, you might not like, and what you like, I might not like. So we all have, but the generalization of the Philippines, it's just tough, you know, tough to get from one airport, get on this boat, to travel to different islands, to get goods. That's another video. But what I'm going at with this is, now I lost, so that's what I was going to say is, 2020, it shows that there was 26,000 retirees in the Philippines. That's with the SRRB and I think 13A visa. Well, 2020 shows in Thailand 4 million retirees. Now the 26,000 was Americans. Thailand, you're talking mixed match, you know. But where I'm going with this is the Philippines all that? You know, dealing with an Asian woman, what I'm going through right now, all of a sudden, it gets old. The jealousy, the social media, that's gotten a lot better for me. You know, they're checking your phone. Who's this person on your social media? Who's this woman? And you're like, shit, that's my relative. You know, a cousin or something. It just that's the minor stuff. You know, the biggest thing is a lot of it's the issues. We have a little issue going on right now. A relative that we rent their land, we built a pig house next door. And we've already bought them plenty. Built them a boat, all kinds of stupid shit. I told Dexel no more. He's not getting a dime. In which she agrees. But he most recently got into an accident, like back, I don't know if it was a month ago. I can never get a straight question out of her. And she had mentioned something. I go, why didn't you tell me? And she said, oh, well, another relative was asking my son when he was walking back from school something, and you know, she came home and you know, told Dexel, and then said something like, don't tell Daddy Jim. And I'm thinking, why not tell me? So we kind of get in this little argument, and then it turns out to a little teeny texting argument turns into, you know, you have somebody else. And the thing is you guys are going to get that. You got somebody else. The jealousy gets so monotonous over there. And I'm at the point of my life, it's like, I know you got to just kind of let it go, but it just gets so annoying sometimes. It's like, you really think of me like that? You know, I got somebody else? Oh my God. I'm telling you guys, if you start getting these little things, you know, like where you at, you're going to get the texts, like if you come home late, they're going to be blowing your phone up on Messenger, WhatsApp, whatever it is. You know, where are you at? Where are you at? I mean, 10 minutes late. And it's like, oh my God, I got held up in traffic. Asking the questions on social media, it's going to get worse before it gets better. It will get worse. I'm not going to make this a long, drawn-out video. I think some of you might. If you don't believe me, you'll see. I promise. And this ain't all, but not all Filipinos, but I got to say at least 90%. It starts with that social media. They want to like do this, I don't know if you call it reverse psychology. Even if I mean, nobody's right or wrong. You know, relationships, you get in these quarrels or whatever. But, you know, stand up, admit, you know, okay, hey, I'm sorry for this. Don't try to flip it. When I'm trying to get half the time you try to get an answer out of them and they don't want to answer it. It's always, you have somebody else. I'm poor. You know, I'm always hearing, I'm poor. Well, shit, since I married you, I'm poor now. You know what I mean? Build you a big house, build you all this, I'm freaking poor, you know? I don't know. If you're getting some of these signs, just run. And, you know, I get it if you're retired. You know, go over there and live your life. I wouldn't rush into getting married because that's how the culture is. they're going to kind of put pressure on you. I want to get married. I love you. You know, whatever. I wouldn't. If I had, if I could do it all over again, I'm just going to say I would make some, I'd make some changes. That's all I'm going to say. It's not easy. I mean, just dating a single Filipina. But you got to remember, a majority of them over there, if you meet one, they're probably going to have a kid, their child, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. In my case, 4. And the thing is these Filipinos, and I can say this because the Filipinos tell me over there, you know, they don't want no responsibilities, some of them. You got to remember, both of them are at a young age. Here's this girl at a young age, here's this Filipino guy, they end up having a baby, and he's like, man, this is expensive. So what does he do? He just goes to another island. You know, so I get it. The Filipinas, they do have issues, abandonment. Like I said, I'm not a therapist, but if you're in your retirement age, it's so easy. You can go to Asia, find a woman like that. I mean, where are you going to find a younger woman in America? And this is, I'm not talking for myself. I'm just saying, you know, you're in your retirement. I get it. You want to live a quality, the best remaining days. You know, like I say, it's one day at a time. It's kind of like, you know, 1 minute at a time. You never know. You know, like I say, I'm only here by God's grace. You know, any day we can go. Anything can happen. But it comes with consequence over there. You know, everybody thinks, oh, Asian women are so great, man, controlling. I mean, yeah, you can have a lot of great days, a lot of good days, but I get a lot of feedback. You know, I'm in communication with a lot of other expats that are going through a lot of stuff, and sometimes it gets a little bit better. But then I'm telling you, when they say when shit hits the fan, man, they just don't wanna. I don't know what they call it over there. You know, they don't want to say sorry. They don't want to admit. You know, I don't know. It just gets annoying. It really does. It starts with the social media, then the controlling. You want to go out with coffee. Maybe you got some expats that you want to go see. Another Filipino person. I got to hear that. You got somebody else. Why you got to go there? It's like, what? I'm just going to sit here. You know, I'm going to be by you all day. You know, they just don't get it. And that's just part of dating an Asian. This is what I found out. So, I just kind of keep it short and simple. It's not all, I don't know what you say, peaches and cream over there. You know, when some of you guys dating a younger Filipina, you're going to have some drama, I promise. I promise. It's just how it is. And it's something you're going to have to deal with. And does it ever get better? I don't know. But I know one thing, I'm at that point in my life where life is good over here today. You know, we might have, you know, it's been a rough winter, but I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier over here in the United States, even though there's some, you know, we got our own little issues over here, but the quality, just the air, the fresh air, you know, you know, the green grass is going to be coming. I don't have to worry about glass bottles broken. You know, I don't see trash everywhere. But I'll tell you, sometimes I think it's more easier just to be single and just live your life. Actually, it is a lot easier. You know, for a while there, I had this fear, like, man, one day I'm going to die and I'm going to be all by myself. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know. You know, but I don't know. But I've never dealt with, in a relationship in my life. Now, in America, it was more of the cheating. The women are cheating. Over there, it's just this gossip, drama. You have someone else. Oh, and then here's a point. You know, here in America, if you're getting accused, probably 90% of the time, it's that person doing it. See, in the Philippines, if the wife or the fiance or your girlfriend's accusing you, it's not necessarily they're doing it, it's because it's a different culture. You got to remember, you're this expat. They all look at you like, you got money. You know, you got so much money. You're rich. You know, always they're telling me this, and I'm looking around like, where's all this freaking money? You know what I mean? So they're afraid to lose you. So it is kind of different. You know, it's not the same. You know, people, believe me, over here in America, if my significant other, at the time, if I had one, was accusing me, then I'm going to look and go, hey, obviously something's going on. But over there, it's a lot different. I can promise you that. But it's nonstop drama. They can never admit they're sorry. I'm going through it right now again. Here we go. It seems like I got peaks and valleys. It goes pretty good. And I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to help out other people because I've already been going through this for a long time right now. I've been through the COVID, LDR. I've been through, and sometimes it's just like, man, a lot of times I just pray and I just say, hey, whatever. What are you going to do? You know, go for a long walk. And, you know, with the Filipinas, a lot of times, if you just let it go, they just forget about it. They just want to forget about everything. I mean, they don't even want to say sorry. So anyways, if I can help out somebody, like I said, the social media, you having friends, that's going to be a big one. You know, going out with your buddies, whether maybe you got bowling night, or you're down in the Philippines, you go for coffee. I guarantee majority of you, because I'm already, you know, I talk to other expats. They're dealing with it, and yeah, you got to put your foot down, but it's still, it never ends. It's still always, you know, that blah, 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 you know. So if you are dating a Filipina, good luck. I wish you well. You'll be in the same boat as me. You can join the club. So anyway, stay tuned for the next video.